So, I couldn't help but notice, but is that a pentagram?
Oh, right, that. I actually forgot that was on there. Growing up, I was actually raised a Satanist.
I'm a post-Satanist.
An ex-Satanist.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You were a Satanist?
Yeah.
So, do you still...
No. I don't believe it or really even practice it anymore. You know, obviously.
And now we make the sacrifice, for in the shedding of blood we are renewed.
What's going on?
Dave, could you keep your voice down? It's fine. Go sit down.
No. I don't really go to Sanctuary anymore.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Dr. Grayson, I appreciate the visit, but if you don't mind me asking, what exactly are you doing here?
Carl, your mother is very worried about you.
I freaking knew it. I knew it.
Mom,
What?
did you send him to my house?
Did I? Oh, you know what? I did run into him when they were visiting for Solstice. You said at the wedding you had some doubts. I just thought that maybe it would help to hear the other side after all that anti-stuff you've been reading.
Well, Mom, it's not anti-stuff, Mom. They're just facts.
Welcome back to Infants on Thrones. I'm Glenn Ostland, and this is episode 614, Carl, the Casual Satanist, the Complete Collection. So today we jump back into the time machine to 2015, where good buddy and fellow infant Jake Frost, aka Brother Jake, created some beautifully satirical mini-sode segments comparing a Mormon faith crisis to, yes, a Satanic faith crisis. So today I'm giving you all 4 Carl episodes back to back. Good stuff from classic Infants on Thrones. Enjoy.
It's Carl, the Casual Satanist.
Hi, Carl, right?
That's right. That's me. And you're Allie?
Alicia.
Close. Got it. Yeah.
So, it's a great party. It's really nice to have you in the building.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you. So far, I'm really liking it here.
Good. So, where are you from?
Well, I grew up in Des Moines, but I moved here from Charlotte.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you still have family there?
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, my parents and my sister are back in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think I have here. Here it is. This is actually her wedding announcement.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So, I couldn't help but notice, but is that a pentagram?
Oh, right, that. I actually forgot that was on there. Growing up, I was actually raised a Satanist.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You were a Satanist?
Yeah.
So, do you still...
No. I don't believe it or really even practice it anymore. You know, obviously.
What? The beer?
No.
Are you not allowed to drink beer?
Well, no, it's not. It's the burger. Satanists aren't allowed to eat cooked animal flesh, but for some reason, like fried fish is fine. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Huh. I didn't know much about them.
Well, it's not all of them. Just people from the Sanctuary of the Devil. The community of Lucifer is totally different. They actually dropped the meat thing like a long time ago.
Wow. I had no idea there were more than one.
Actually, there's actually a lot more than one. There's the United Fraternity of the Dark One, Shrine of Satan, House of Lucifer, Sanctuary of the Dead, Levain Satanism.
No way.
Yeah.
That is fascinating. So does your family still practice?
Oh yeah. They are diehard. They were freaking out when the church discontinued using real animals and animal blood in the ceremonies.
Really? When was that?
Okay, you ready for this? 1985.
What?
I know, isn't that nuts? 20 years after we landed on the moon, and the SOD is still losing people to E. coli left and right.
That's crazy.
It actually took a massive lawsuit for them to, make the change.
That is unbelievable. So what do they use now?
Paper mache for the animal and colored corn syrup for the blood. So, still unhealthy, but in a different way, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. So, what made you stop?
Well, there are a lot of things. It's a long, probably boring story.
No, go ahead.
Well, if I were to condense it down to a single issue, I guess I'd say I've never really felt the power of Satan in my life. I had this one experience that I held on to for the longest time. It's like my rock for yes, I definitely felt it. I was sitting in my bed and I woke up and I couldn't move, but I could just feel like this terrifying presence or something. Mm-hmm. But then in my psych class in college, I learned about sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I was thinking that sounds a lot like sleep paralysis.
Right, exactly. It's like this common thing. And I started to wonder, is any of it real? I mean, if I gave it my best shot and put everything I had into it, but, how long do you have to try and sell your soul to the devil with no results before you start to wonder if there's really anyone down there?
Yeah, that sounds frustrating.
It really is. It really is.
So, do your parents know?
Oh, no. I've been avoiding that conversation at all costs. So whenever I go home for major holidays like Halloween or summer solstice, I'll put on my robes and go to a group chant or whatever. I don't know, I think they'd be devastated. I mean, in their minds, they'll get to hell and I won't be there with them. From their perspective, I'm abandoning the family.
Yeah, that's tough.
And, to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm ready to just give it up wholesale or what,
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know if I could ever go back as a zealot, but that's my heritage, I grew up going to youth coven every week. We'd have little Rosemary's Baby watch parties.
Oh, I love that movie.
Right? It's great. And, we'd make little goat head cookies or 666 money clips. Those were some of my best friends growing up. And all the black masses and bonfires in the woods. I have fond memories of all that. My dad actually always said the family that bands together damns together.
Okay.
So, if I give all that up, it almost feels like I'm losing my roots,
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's a complicated situation to be in. It sounds like you really love your family. It's kind of cute.
Well, I'm a cute guy.
Okay, don't get cocky.
All right. I kind of overstepped there. I apologize. Actually, I think I have a family picture in my wallet.
Oh, great.
Here, right there.
Oh, that's sweet. All in black.
And now you know why.
Yeah, I do. Wait, is that your driver's license?
I think it's time to put the wallet away.
No, give it to me. Let me see it. Let me see it. Come on.
Okay. All right.
Oh my gosh, that is adorable. Look at that haircut. How old is this?
Oh, yeah, hey, Ricky Martin was big back then. I'm a product of my time. Okay, all right, that's enough.
Hang on.
Don't.
Wait a second.
Don't read it.
Time out. Is your middle name really Beelzebub?
Ah, shit.
It's Carl, the casual Satanist.
And now we make the sacrifice. For in the shedding of blood, we are renewed. And the new life these two will make together takes root. As is customary, the family of the bride will perform the sacrifice.
Carl, son.
Yeah.
Come up here.
Oh, no, that's fine. You go ahead.
Did you not hear the Magister? Yeah. It's the sacrifice. Come on, get up here.
No thanks. I'm good.
What do you mean you're good? I didn't ask if you wanted a bagel. This is your sister's wedding.
I know.
Stop screwing around. Come on, get up here.
Look, Dad, it's fine. I asked Mom. She said I didn't have to.
What's going on?
Shh. Uncle Dave.
Dave, could you keep your voice down?
It's fine, Uncle Dave. Go sit down.
Carl, do you have any idea how hard I had to work just to get the council's permission to use a live animal?
Dad, I know.
I almost got carpal tunnel just from all the paperwork. Not to mention the sedatives I had to pump into that thing. Those aren't cheap, So would you please...
Dad.
Hey.
Great.
What's this about?
Mom, will you tell him
Ask this jackass. Did you tell him he could sit out the sacrifice?
What? No.
Yes, you did, Mom.
He told me he didn't want to do it, but I just assumed he meant he didn't want to do any of the cutting.
Oh.
You know how squeamish she is about blood.
No, I'm not.
That's why I have him holding the leg.
Well, that makes a lot more sense. Why didn't you just tell me that, son?
That's not what it's about.
The boy can't handle a little blood?
Dave, would you please sit down?
Fine, Dave.
Carl, okay, let's go.
Look, guys, it's not about the blood.
Lucifer, here we go again.
What do you mean?
Well, Mom, I really didn't want to have this conversation right now, but I'm kind of having, doubts about this.
Doubts? That's crazy. Jared is a great guy. He makes your sister very happy.
No, not about the marriage. Doubts about all this.
Well, your sister chose to have it here, and it is her wedding.
No, not about the venue. Doubts about, Satanism. Oh, Mom, please don't cry.
Is there a problem, family of the bride?
Well, this one doesn't.
Dave, shut up! No problem. Just give us a minute. Carl, that is enough.
I just don't understand. What happened?
Look, there's not enough time to go through all of it right now.
Exactly. We can have this conversation later. The important thing is to do the ceremony.
Are you chanting every morning and night?
Oh, come on, Mom.
Are you reading your manuscripts?
You don't think I've tried that, Mom? I've been chanting and studying more now than I ever have before. You think I wanted this to happen?
Would you both stop it? We can't have this discussion right now.
What about the night when you felt the dark presence?
That was sleep paralysis.
It's those blasted psychology classes.
Dave, I swear to Lucifer one more word and...
I just don't understand how this happened.
Mom.
Was it something I did?
No, it's not you.
I feel as if I failed as a parent.
Oh, no, Mom, I love you. You were a wonderful mother.
Well, and here comes your sister.
What in Satan's name is going on here? Your brother is abandoning his heritage.
Mom, don't be so melodramatic.
Carl, what is she talking about?
Hey, don't look at me. You buttered your bread.
I've been having some doubts about Satanism.
So?
So I feel uncomfortable participating in the ceremony.
Let me ask you something. How long has this little personal crisis been going on?
I don't know. Probably a year.
I cannot believe this. Okay, we are done. Shut up and get up there, idiot.
But I just said I don't...
I need to tell you.
You know what, Dave? You really don't.
Honestly, I don't give a shit what your personal beliefs are. You could have tattoos of crosses on the inside of your eyelids for all I care.
How can you say that?
Stay out of this, Mom. Carl.
What?
Look around you. You see all these people? They all came to see me get married. Me.
I know, but...
Shut up.
Okay.
And I am not going to let the most important day of my life get ruined because after this year-long faith journey,
come on.
You finally decide that this moment right here in the middle of my wedding is when you're going to find your balls and take a stand on your principles.
I
cannot believe you would be that selfish.
I'm not being selfish.
Listen.
David, that's enough.
I'm not being selfish. I didn't do this to mess up your wedding.
I know you didn't, but we all do things we don't feel comfortable with for the people we love. And today isn't about you, it's about me. The fact that you can't see past that and take one for the team so that this wedding that I've been planning for the past 6 months can go smoothly seems pretty damn selfish to me. So I'm asking you for the last time, pull your head out of your ass, go up there, and hold the goddamn leg.
Okay, fine, I'll do it. Fine.
Thank you. How generous.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
Listen.
What? What is it, Uncle Dave? What is it you have to tell us?
It's waking up.
What?
Oh no.
You gotta be kidding me.
Carl, grab it.
I'm trying.
Restrain the animal.
It's Carl, the casual Satanist.
Hello.
Dr. Grayson, how's it going? What a surprise.
Oh, my boy. I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd bring you a little housewarming gift.
Oh, how nice. Come in. Thank you so much for the gift. Let's see. This is a shrine, right?
Yes, it is. And it's got a real goat skull, too. Those are hard to come by these days. These animal rights mamby-pambies are making it so you can only find the ceramic junk these days.
Well, it's Beautiful. I'll just put it right here.
No, not down there. Nobody can see it. Put it up on the mantle.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Anyway, speaking of shrines, how's the sanctuary on Broadway treating you? Have you met my friend Bill Remus yet? I think he's the magister there.
Oh, no. I don't really go to Sanctuary anymore.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Dr. Grayson, I appreciate the visit, but if you don't mind me asking, what exactly are you doing here?
Carl, your mother is very worried about you.
I freaking knew it. I knew it!
She asked me to come over and talk to you about some of your doubts.
Mr. Grayson.
Dr. Grayson.
Dr. Grayson. I really would prefer not to get into it.
Carl, listen to me. I see a lot of myself in you. When I was your age, I read everything I could get my hands on, and I'm aware of just about every issue out there. I've had my doubts, everyone does, but for every doubt I've had, I've found that there are answers if we're just open to hearing them. I want to have a conversation about it. You've given all that negative stuff a listen. Why not give equal time to the other side? You're an open-minded guy, right?
All right.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I guess the first thing that comes to mind is the great high priests. I mean, they're supposed to be a direct connection to Satan, but it seems like they get a lot of stuff, wrong. Like the whole animal blood thing. In the Book of Ritual, it says, the blood of animals is the source of your strength, and... wait, what was it?
The blood of animals is the source of your strength, and only therein do your rituals gain favor in my sight.
Exactly. So it says right there that the blood is a necessary part of the ritual, right? But that was totally wrong. I mean, first of all, it was a huge safety hazard.
Well, not necessarily. I've never had an issue with it, and I've done sacrifices 3 or 4 times a week since I was your age.
Yeah, sure, granted, not everyone got sick, but Satanists got E. coli like 5 times as often as the national average for years. I know like 3 people in colostomy bags right now.
But how can you really be sure it's from consuming animal blood?
You know what? Okay, whatever. That's not really the point I'm trying to get at. The real issue is that the great high priest discontinued that practice after they got enough pressure from like lawsuits and animal rights activists. I mean, how can they be really speaking for Satan when they could just change a practice that the Book of Ritual says right there, black and white, is necessary? And why would they change because of external political pressures?
Well, they didn't change because of political pressures. They changed because the Dark Lord told them to. Otherwise, they would have gone bankrupt.
But if animal sacrifice and animal blood is as important as the Book of Rituals say, couldn't Satan have given some way for the church to be protected from that type of thing?
Well, he can't do everything for us. Otherwise, why would we need to have faith?
But what about statements the Grand Magisters made in the 70s about how the use of animal blood would never change, that it's an eternal decree and all that?
Ah, yes. There is a common misconception that Grand Magisters and great high priests have to be practically perfect. The fact is that they're just people like you or me, and sometimes they make mistakes.
I'm not saying they have to be perfect. I just think that they should probably be accurate about the doctrines of the church. I mean, isn't that the whole point of a Grand Magister, to lead the church?
Well, I think it's inspiring that Satan uses such imperfect tools for his kingdom. Now, I was bothered by it once too, but once I stopped expecting them to be infallible, it wasn't really a problem anymore.
Okay. I still think that, messing up the whole point of having a great high priest or grand magisters is a big deal, but whatever.
Was that your big issue? That didn't seem so bad.
Oh, not by a long shot.
All right, what else?
Well, what about the whole concept of Satan?
What do you mean?
I mean, okay, the Satanic Creed says that Satan is the fallen angel Lucifer, the source of all evil, master of souls in hell, everlastingly in struggle against the tyrant who cast him out, right?
Right, yes.
Exactly, but calling Satan Lucifer is a mistake. It comes from a mistranslation of the Hebrew Bible. That chapter was actually talking about a Babylonian king, not Satan.
Oh, okay.
So how can this be his everlasting, unchanging title when it was made up like 1,000 years ago because of a mistake?
Yes, I've heard this one before, and yes, that all looks pretty convincing, but listen here, did you know that in ancient Chinese dialects, the malevolent wind that brought an early frost was named Lu Do Sif Sing? However, in later years, the name was shortened to Lu Sif, and in some villages, it's still common for people to attribute bad luck to Lu Sif.
Yeah, But
And the
that
word
may
and
be,
the
but-
word cipher actually comes from an old Germanic term that was originally spelled Cifer, and it means he who seeks revenge.
But it's not just the term Lucifer that's the problem. The creed also talks about a fallen angel. It's straight out of that mistranslated biblical passage. The whole concept of Satan in the creed is a fallen angel, is the source of all evil, and fights against God.
The Nazarene. The Nazarene.
Okay, fine. Fights against the Nazarene. That whole idea of Satan depends on Christianity. It's relatively recent, actually.
Hold on. The idea of Satan is recent. How can you say that? What about Hades?
Hades fought against Zeus occasionally, sure, but he wasn't like the source of all evil. Plus, he was the god of the underworld, so he didn't just rule over all the people in hell or whatever. He shepherded everyone's souls after death.
Son, the concept of Satan is as old as the earth itself. Did you know that the shadows of Stonehenge make a perfect pentagram every summer solstice? And recently they discovered piles of goat bones in the area next to the altar. How do you explain that? Is that just a coincidence?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Goats were one of the first domesticated animals, like, ever. Of course, a bunch of civilizations are going to feature them prominently in their society, and the pentagram...
But why do you think they were the first ones to be domesticated?
And the pentagram is a significant geometric shape mathematically. It's the golden ratio. That's why it's so popular. I mean, if, like you said, Hades and the pentagram are satanic, then why did the Greeks associate the pentagram with Kronos instead of Hades?
They only had a corrupted version of the truth.
But if the truth was originally out there and then it got changed or something, wouldn't you expect the concept of Satan in the far past before the corruption to be more similar to what's in the creed now? But that's not what we see. If you follow the scholarly history, you can see the concept of Satan evolving into what we have now.
Carl, you're putting too much faith in what scholars and academics say.
But you're a professor! How can you say that?
Exactly, and I know how much the scholarly consensus can change. Most of what we thought we knew 100 years ago is wrong. That's not a very stable foundation, is it? But there are some things we see that I can't really explain, but I'd rather put my faith in something that's unchanging rather than the winds of scholarly consensus. In the Black Book, it says that there will be corruptions, but all things will be restored.
But the Black Book...
In the fullness of time for the glorious end.
It's not really
You
ancient.
need to
I mean,
let
it's not
me
old.
finish, young man. We are near that end, Carl. This is the fulfillment of prophecy. All these have been accounted for in the Black Book.
It's got Metallica lyrics in it! The Black Book has Metallica lyrics in it. Why in the heck would the channeled thoughts of Satan himself have references to an overrated 80s rock group?
Well, I'm not sure what to say. I could tell you that Satan speaks in the language of his oracles to bring us his message, but somehow I think you'd find a way to discredit that explanation too. I think it really depends on our willingness to trust him and to believe in his word, and I don't sense that in you.
Dr. Grayson, I'm sorry I got agitated. I just can't bring myself to put aside problems that seem so empirically obvious to me. Having faith just isn't enough for me anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that, Carl. I know you don't believe in it anymore, but the Black Book says that those who follow the Dark Lord will receive peace, while those who don't live in confusion. I feel filled with that peace, but I wonder, do you?
I don't know.
Well, I'd better get going.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for your visit and the shrine.
Anytime.
Yeah, drive safely.
Goodbye, Carl.
Okay, goodbye. Seriously, Mom? Jesus Christ.
It's Carl, the casual Satanist.
Yeah, drive safely.
Goodbye, Carl.
Okay, goodbye. Seriously, Mom? Jesus Christ.
Hello?
Hi, Mom.
Carl, how are you?
I'm alright.
Well, that's good. How's the new place?
Yeah, I'm settling in. I just had a visitor, actually. I wanted to tell you about it. So,
Oh, really? That's great.
yeah, it was Mr. Grayson.
Oh, what a nice surprise. You remember him, don't you?
Mom,
What?
did you send him to my house?
Did I? Oh, you know what? I did run into him when they were visiting for Solstice, and he was asking about you, so I told him maybe he should stop by. Didn't I mention that?
No, you didn't mention that.
Oh,
I don't think you did.
I'm sorry.
Mom,
Yes?
why did you send him to my house?
Well, you said at the wedding you had some doubts.
I freaking knew it. I freaking knew it.
And Dr. Grayson knows quite a lot, so I thought that maybe he could help you work through those doubts.
Well, Mom.
What?
Doesn't that seem kind of rude?
Rude? No. How is that rude? He's an old friend.
I mean, this is hard enough as it is without you trying to pull the strings, control me from a distance.
I wasn't trying to control you. I just thought that maybe it would help to hear the other side after all that anti-stuff you've been reading.
Well, Mom, it's not anti-stuff, Mom. They're just facts. Some of it's critical, sure. That's not why I'm reading it. I'm just weighing the evidence, trying to draw some conclusions.
Well, if you're listening to different facts and trying to make up your mind, I don't see why it's so bad to have someone with some knowledge talk to you about the other side. Isn't it important to give both sides equal time?
Sure, but shouldn't that be my choice, who I listen to and when?
Of course. It's always been your decision. I didn't force you.
Actually, you kind of did. When you send a longtime family friend to my house without telling me, that kind of limits my options, Mom.
Well, you didn't have to let him in.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, right. What am I going to do? Slam the door in his face? The guy was my scout leader for crying out loud.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry you felt like I was controlling you. I just don't see the big deal with listening to another perspective.
It isn't a big deal. The big deal is having someone from my childhood ambush me in my house. It would have been fine. It would have been fine if you asked me, but when you make that decision for me by sending him over without my knowledge, it makes me think that you don't see me as like an adult.
Well, I'm sorry you felt ambushed. That wasn't my intention. I just thought if you could give equal time to both sides of the argument.
Mom, don't you think I've been doing that? Do you think I just woke up one morning and said, well, I'm going to shed my entire upbringing today? When I started finding out about all of this, I read everything I could get my hands on. I was trying to find anything to explain it away. And if we're talking about equal time, look, I've spent my whole life in the church, childhood, adolescence, 2-year pledge in Portugal. That was like 25 years. So it seems like the whole time scale is already a bit tipped in that direction. Wouldn't you say? I'd have to spend like years reading nothing but anti-stuff for it to be equal time.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, all right, fine. Forget about that. That's another topic. The point is that this wasn't something I did like willy-nilly, and the fact that you think I ended up where I am just because it didn't occur to me to consider the other side makes me think that you see me like a child or something.
Carl, I'm sorry you feel that way. I don't see you as a child. And I do take your concerns very seriously. That's why I had Dr. Grayson come by. I thought he could help you.
Okay, all right. I can see that. But do you at least recognize how sending him over without my knowledge might make me feel like you don't respect me or see me as like a peer or like an adult?
If you say so, then I believe you.
Oh my gosh. You're not even going to acknowledge it, are you?
I said I believe you.
Fine. If that's as close as I'm going to get, fine. I'll take it.
So, did it help?
Yeah. I mean, it helps a bit to hear you say that.
No,
yeah.
I mean the visit. Was Dr. Grayson able to help you out?
Oh, right. I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess not really.
Really? Why not?
I don't know.
Did he tell you about Stonehenge?
Yes, he told me about Stonehenge.
And the goat bones?
Yes, he told me about the goat bones.
So what about that?
I don't know. I don't really find it very compelling.
How come? How is that not compelling?
Well, I don't know. It all seemed kind of thin. I mean, I can see how that might sound convincing at first, but then you start to think about it, and I don't know, it just kind of falls apart for me. It sounded like a bunch of, I don't know, random factoids he just cherry-picked from human history and then projected Satanist, ideas onto them.
Well, did you chant about it to ask if it was true?
No.
Well, why not?
Why would I? I mean, he's making an intellectual argument. Why do I need to chant about that? Why don't I just, study, think about it, see if it makes sense?
Because, Carl, our intellects are just imperfect tools for gaining knowledge. They can be helpful, but there are other forms of truth that our mere mortal minds just can't grasp. You have to reach out with your spirit. Then the dark presence can show you the truth of all things.
But like, how far does that go? Should I chant about whether or not gravity is true?
Son, all I want you to do is try it.
Well,
chant. Will you just try it?
Okay,
will
come
you
on.
chant?
Oh my God. Mom, just don't do the will you thing.
Son, will you, please?
Fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And next time, I will ask before I have someone drop by.
Mom, please don't send anyone else.
Why not?
Why? It's just, I don't want to go through that again.
What's wrong with a little more information? What could it hurt?
It's not going to hurt anything per se. This is something I want to go through on my own. Like, I don't know, like in private.
I wish you would keep it private.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. What is that supposed to mean?
Never mind.
No, I won't never mind. Clearly something's on your mind. What is it?
Well, if you must know, your cousin Jeffrey was in the middle of putting in his pledge papers when he read something on your Facebook wall about storms or something. And the next thing you know, he stopped cold. Now he says he doesn't even know if he'll go anymore. Your Aunt Maria's heartsick about it.
Well, Mom, that's my own private Facebook wall. It's not like I tagged him in it or anything. I just put it there because, I don't know, I thought it was, interesting.
It's fine if you have your own issues or beliefs or whatever, but I just think it's irresponsible to broadcast them to other people.
Wait a second. You and Aunt Marie post stuff about your beliefs all the time, but I share one article that I genuinely just find interesting, and you say I should keep it to myself? That's a total double standard.
It is a different standard because I'm sharing things that are uplifting. I'm trying to build people up. You're sharing things that are destructive.
Mom, it was just an article that described the science behind detecting weather patterns that I shared on my own wall. All I said that I thought was interesting. I wasn't like I tagged Jeffrey and was like, hey, look how stupid Satanism is, LOL. And I definitely wasn't the one telling him that hurricanes were caused by demonic forces rather than air pressure differentials. You have your precious black book to thank for that. So,
well, it certainly sounds like you've made up your mind about the black book. That doesn't sound like someone who has many doubts to me.
Well,
so
okay.
So what is it that you believe exactly?
Look, I don't really want to get into this right now, Mom.
Come on,
it's
son. You asked me to treat you like an adult. Now you treat me like one. Tell me what you believe. I can take it.
All right, you make a fair point. Okay, here goes. I guess if I had to put it into words, I'd say I guess you're right. I pretty much made up my mind at this point. I'm not really searching for answers anymore. I was, but I feel like I found the answers, which is why I came to the conclusions that I did come to.
Which are?
I don't believe that the Black Book is really the ancient words of Satan, or that the church is the one true church of Satan. I don't know. I don't really believe in Satan at all when it comes back to it. You see, this is why I didn't want to do this. Mom, I'm sorry.
I just can't help feeling like if I'd just been better about family chanting and activity nights when you were a little boy.
Oh, Mom, please, please, please don't blame yourself. Please, you're great. I love you. I love you. I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
no.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I'm sorry if I've ever done something to hurt you and send you down this path. I always put your name in the temple chant box when I get the chance, but I know I don't go as often as I should.
No, Mom, no, please. Please don't do this. It's not your fault. Look, I'm sorry.
It is my fault. I'm sorry.
Hey, Mom, who was the other person you wanted me to talk to? Huh? Who was?
Oh, it's no use.
Who was it?
If you've already made up your mind, there's no point.
No, well, you never know,
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, if you really want to, I'll send
Yeah,
you his
I do.
information.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, anything else?
No, I gotta get going, actually. So,
Okay, son.
yeah.
Okay. I just love you so much.
I love you too, Mom. You're a wonderful mother. I love you so much. I love you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
It's Carl, the casual Satanist.
Thank you for listening to Infants on Thrones.